Hello, Michael here. This is a suggestion. This was suggested to me, and I don't even know if I'm going to post this, but I figured I'd do it, just see what it were like. I was suggested that I'd do a podcast. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. It's easier when you've got kind of a focused direction, like doing the reactions, but to just sit and talk about things and have no direct plan of where you're going with it, it's a bit, I don't know, I don't know, it's strange, but I thought it might be good. I mean, I've had over time a few people say they go back and listen to old episodes because they like to hear me speak. I don't know why. I'm not even going to ask. Just you do you. If you like that, that's fine. But I'm flattered. I'm not laughing at you. I'm flattered. Well, I'm just saying it's. I just don't know why. Even I bore myself at times. So I don't know. Anyway, so doing a podcast was like, I don't know if it's a good idea. But anyway, let's begin. We have begun. Why am I? I don't know. Anyway, so I was born in UK in a county called Dart. Oh, that's boring. That's boring. Okay, so today, well, actually yesterday, because right now it's 6:23 a.m. So I haven't really had time to do anything today yet. Yesterday, my eye massager came. I sent for an eye massager. It's because I'm looking at screens a lot. I get a lot of eye strain. Sometimes my eyes get really like watery and itchy and things, and it's because I spend a lot of time looking at screens, and I tend to rub my eyes a lot. So I decided to send off good old Amazon for an eye massager to see what that were like. So that came yesterday, so I slammed that on my face, and it were weird, very strange, because there's different modes to it. Like it's got this vibration mode, vibrate. Oh, I'm such a child. Sorry. It's got this vibration mode. I don't even know why I laughed at that. Anyway, it's got this vibration mode, and that's about as good as a chocolate teacup. You know, it's like it was useless. It just basically sits on your face and just makes your face wobble about a little bit, around your eyes. It's like a visor. You put it on, it's like a visor. Think of VR if you've seen a VR visor. It's like that kind of thing. And it just vibrated kind of round your face, round your eyes. It was useless. It didn't really do anything. It's also got some like these little bags in that fill with air, and then they kind of press against your eyes a little bit, and then they'll kind of deflate and inflate, and kind of wave about and all sorts of things. That wasn't bad. I don't know if I like it yet. I mean, I might send it. I might get rid of it. I don't know. It's. I need to try it a few more times. It wasn't awful, but I don't know. And it even plays music. There's this thing where you can put like air pressure and music, and while it's on your face, just thinking it, just doing its thing, and airbags going on that. It'll play music to you. It's like, I'm guessing there's some music stored in it that just plays. I switch that off real quick. Kind of a bit like elevator music that just sits there going do 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 do, that terrible stuff. So I switched it off real quick and just sat there. I mean it was okay because I had headphones on, so I just had some music playing on the computer. So I listened to that while I was getting my eyes massaged. Yeah, I quite like massages usually. I actually had one of these that you put around your waist that does your back. That's good. It's got like these 3 big ball things that kind of rotate. You can get them grinding into your back. Thing is, I have quite a high pain threshold, so if I get like an ache in my back, I have to really press it hard against my back to make it really grinding, if I really feel it. Big dumb ox. And I have another one that's like more of a handheld one that you just kind of put against you. See if your legs are aching, or thighs, or your arms, or whatever. You can just, or your neck. You just kind of press it against there, and it just vibrates. I do like my massage things. What can I tell you? Don't judge. I like my massage. I like my massage things. So yeah, I don't know if I'd kind of suggest it to anyone or recommend it to anyone, the eye massager, but yeah, I've tried a bit longer. What else did I do? Let's some music. Just listen to some. Just before I started doing this, I was listening to a song called "If I Should" by Camo and Crooked. So it's quite upbeat. I like to do exercises to it. It has a nice beat to it, so you can do your exercises to it, and which is quite good. Camo and Crooked have got a lot of songs like that. You should listen to them. They're quite nice. They're quite good. I'm not saying it from oh my god, the amazing singers. When you hear me talk about music, don't necessarily think I'm talking about how skilled a singer they are. You can't judge every singer by how good a singer they are. Sometimes it's about the song. So there's been some crappy singers in the past who have done some really catchy and really fun songs. It's it's difficult really, because usually I do get that. When I'll say, this were good. This person's. I enjoyed listening to this person, and automatically people think that I'm scoring this person like a 9.5 or a 10. And it's like, no, they're not a good singer, but the song was good. And it just sometimes even a singer that isn't that good can let out a good song because the song fits their singing style. They might not be a good singer, but it fits their singing style, so it still is a good song. It's like, again, a good example is, say, Lionel Richie with Hello. I don't class Lionel Richie as a great singer. Is good. Is an 8.5, touches a 9 in some songs, but I don't class him as a brilliant singer. But yet, Hello fits his voice really well, so I enjoy that, and it's a good song. His performance still only scores about 8.5, but it's still a good song to listen to. So it's so don't expect amazing singing with Camo and Crooked, but it is actually good music. What else? Songs that I get suggested to me. I get a lot of songs suggested to me, and I think people, because I do Dimash songs, people think automatically that I just want to keep doing foreign songs. Because Dimash does a lot of different languages. I get songs from a lot of different languages suggested to me. Like recently, I've had Japanese songs. I have no idea what they were, because I didn't understand the wording. There were no English in the title. It was just all Japanese symbols. So I don't know. I've had Korean songs. I've had lots of Korean songs. You get a lot of K-pop people coming and just saying, "Oh, can you listen to this group? Can you listen to this group?" And I don't like listening to K-pop. I did for a while, because what happened where I had a friend who listens to K-pop, so they kept sending me, songs to react to, kind of listen to and give a reaction to if I did. And I didn't do reactions to them, but I listened to them because they asked. And I'll be honest with you, even though most K-pop, I think call them idols. Anyway, self-aggrandization. Even though most K-pop idols can sing, a lot of them are only still mediocre. They're still only average. There's very few that stand out to me. Very few. In fact, out of the ones that they sent to me, there was only one that actually hit a 9.5, and I was very impressed with his singing. Very impressed. And I've listened to a few more of his songs, and he's actually incredible. Probably he's one of the better singers that I've listened to. Just amazing. But all other Korean ones I just didn't like. Well, I'm not saying I didn't like. They were just not, just not my kind of thing. And the voices were just. It tends to be that there's nobody who's got a bad voice, but there's a lot of people who have got like, average or better than average voices, but nobody that really stood out, except one. Otherwise, there were nobody. And I'll be honest with you, I have seen the fan bases in action on K-pop. I am not getting that on my channel. I am not having that kind of toxicity on my channel. I have seen no fans worse than K-pop fans when it comes to being toxic. I have seen them do some really shady things. And I am not having that on my channel. No, not on your life. No. So that's why K-pop doesn't appear on my channel. So if anybody who was listening to this was thinking of suggesting K-pop, don't. It won't appear. Not because all the K-pop is terrible. Well, I mean, nothing it's amazing. It's like I say, except that one guy. But otherwise, I am not having K-pop on my channel. No, I'm not having that kind of. I'm not having the fans coming and starting. No, so we're not having that. What else have I had? I've had German. That was a recent one. Somebody suggested. I can't remember his name. It's this guy called Max something. He did a song called 80 Million. That's what got suggested to me. I haven't listened to it yet. So, but that got suggested to me. What else? There are a few older songs as well. Let me just have a look. I've got a list. Let me just have a look at my list. Where did I put the list? List. Where's the list? There we are. Yeah, I've got a Falling in Reverse one. I'm Not a Vampire. That's one. I don't know, I might do that one because I'll actually like Falling in Reverse. I think Ronnie Radke, the lead singer, is absolutely incredibly talented. I think he's a highly talented man. I mean, he's got incredible rock voice, but he's really talented, rapper and all sorts of things. He's just such a talented man. So, yeah, Falling in Reverse. I got a couple of Oasis, but I'm not doing Oasis. Oasis are way older songs, so I don't think people would want Oasis. What was that other one? Oh, Radical Faces, Always Gold. I've actually heard that one. I like that one. That's a good song. If you want a nice chilled song, that's nice. Radical Faces, Always Gold. Should have a listen to that. That's another example of singers that weren't like 9.5 or 10 standard, but still let out a really nice song. So there were some others, but a few of them are. Yeah, I might let some out. I don't want to say too many because there's some I might actually release that I might actually react to over time. So, but they're some of the ones I've had recently. I have no idea if this is a podcast or not. I hope we know that. I have no idea if I'm doing the right thing here. I'm just waffling on about absolutely anything and everything. So, now you know. Oh, one question I did get asked. Do I have pets? No, I don't have a pet. Used to have a pet. Dog. Little Jack Russell Terrier. His name was Lee. That was the first dog I ever had. It was Jack Russell Terrier. And we got him when I was like 5 years old. Might have been younger. Might have been 3 or 4. And when my parents... I don't believe I'm going to tell you this. But when my parents used to tell me off when I was a child, like about 5 or 6 years old, and they'd raise the voices to me, the dog used to sleep in a basket in the kitchen. It was a very independent dog. Not like a lot of dogs where they lay on you and you've got to keep stroking them and things like that. Oh no, he'd come up to you, let you stroke him, and then he'd walk away again and get back in his basket. He decided when he showed affection, and then he'd stop it when he felt like it. So when my parents used to shout at me, I used to go over to him. I used to climb in his basket and hug him. Kind of lay in his basket with him, just hugging him. Oh, a child. It's just, it was just a reaction. Yeah, he passed away from parvo, he did. That devastated me. I think I was about 13, 14. Such a great dog. Then we had another dog. That was Jack Russell Terrier as well. And that one was called Ben. Liam Ben. Nobody said that I had the best name choices in the world. There's people out there with names like Ghost, Shadow, and all this. Now I had Liam Ben. Oh dear. But hey, they were great dogs. It's a problem though. You start to think of them as family, and then you lose them, and it hurts. Now I ain't got no pets now. I used to dislike cats. I used to really dislike cats. I think it's because when I was about 8, I kind of went to a friend's house at the first time, and they had this psycho cat. I mean, demon cat. Like if Satan had come up at that point in time from hell, that cat would have tore him a new one. It had ripped him to shreds. It was that evil that it had even had Satan running back home. It was pure evilness, that cat. And one day, that day I went, it just launched at me. And it made a mess of my leg. And I'd done nothing wrong. I just walked into their living room, and it just ran. It was on this seat in corner room, like far corner room, and it just launched off it and just zoomed across the floor straight at me, round my leg, just tearing into me. I was about 8. I just burst into tears. I'm running around this living room with this cat scratching at my leg. They're all chasing me, trying to get it off. It was like some kind of comedy sketch in end, because if I'd have stood still, they'd have just took it off. But I'm running around trying to get this cat to get off, and no, it was terrible. So I hated cats. But then I got a babysitting job for my cousin when I was 18. And he had a son and a daughter. And they had 3 cats. So you can imagine, it's hard to hide. You can't really get rid of them. They had the run of the house. And so when the kids went to bed, which usually were pretty quickly, when they went to work, I'd be like, right, come on, bed. And then I'd just sit and sort of watch some TV and things like that. And the cats had come in, and to start with, I was like, stay away from me. Stay away, cats, evil, stay away. And then one day, one of the cats just jumped up on my lap, and I was getting ready to throw it off. I thought it was going to evil me. But then, no, it actually just laid down on my lap and started purring. And as soon as it started purring, I was like, oh, that's quite nice. That purr's quite nice. And then another one come up beside me and started purring. I'm like, that's nice, that purr, isn't it? And then before I knew it, I was actually asleep on settee, and I had one at my feet, one around my stomach area, and one on the arm of the chair, of the sofa that I was laid on, like right next to my head, and they were all just laid there, and it was, yeah. So I kind of got used to cats after that, so I don't mind them now. Quite like them. Although I don't know if I'd have a cat. If I had a cat, I think it'd have to be a house cat. I'd always be too worried about laying it out just to go on its own in case it got hurt. Another friend of mine, they had a cat, and that were a really nice cat. By then, I'd already done the babysitting. This was a few years later, and they had a cat, and it got hit by a car. That was terrible. I know the cat, it was bad enough that happened to cat, but I was close to them, and the kids were crying their eyes out, and such a hard time. And that's because they just kind of open door, and it's just like, yeah, I'll go. And I know some people do that, and it's fine if your cat stays in area, but cats like to wander at times, and it's not like they know to check for cars when they come to a road. They don't stop and look both ways. They just, yeah, so. And the street I live on, it can be quite busy for cars. And so I don't if I did have a cat, it'd have to be a house cat, because I'd be afraid it'd get hurt otherwise. So there you go. That's my thing on pets. I think that's all I'm going to talk about for this. Well, this is the first episode. I've got a feeling I've got plenty to talk about over time. And I don't even know if I've done right here. You guys will have to tell me. If this has been something you want to hear more of, if you want me to do these from time to time, where I just talk about things. Also, another interesting thing we could do is, you could ask my opinion on something. And it doesn't have to be Dimash. Let's move away from that for this kind of thing. I do all the Dimash stuff for reactions, so if you've got, and it's done to, and I don't want it to be like a Q&A, but if you've just got an opinion on something, then just, you can always put it down and I'll give my opinion if you want it. Or advice. I'm pretty decent at advice. Not brilliant. Don't expect like the wisest choice you get, but I'm pretty decent at advice. I don't mind that. But then again, if you want advice about something, you can always message me on Twitter. Then you'll get private advice, which is always good. But anyway, I don't know. You know what you want. I don't know what I'm doing. You've got to realise this. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just speaking. And I've never done a podcast in my life, so I don't even know if this is the right thing. All I know is you're going to have about 20 odd minutes of me just talking about all sorts of crap. But hey, what can I tell you? Okay, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to take my cup of tea and I'm going to go and drink that. You should see my cup. It's got on it, listen to this. It's a white cup, and in black writing it says, and I love this cup, sometimes I stay inside because it's just too peoply out there. And it is. There's too many people out there. Too many idiots. I don't know. I've met too many people that... I know. The thing is, I think the reactions thing is probably good for me, because it shows me the better side of people. I've met a lot of nice people in the comments, you guys. And you're like online friends to me. And I really enjoy that. And it kind of makes me see that there's some really nice, solid people out there. But because I do sometimes have a very negative view of humanity. I've seen a lot of bad things. Not necessarily seen it, but you hear a lot about it. Some of the bad things that people do to each other. And sometimes it seems like the world's going crazy. And it seems like the bad stuff just escalates. But really, it's because those that report the news, they don't want to report the good things that happen, because that's not news. People want to hear about doom and gloom, but then again, that shows what people are like. That shows the badness in people if that's what sells the news. I mean, it's like I was talking to somebody the other day about police. The police do a lot of good things, save people, help people, do a lot of good things, but the things that you see in the news a lot is the times that they do bad things, where they mess up. And that's just because the good things are not newsworthy. We look at it like... But again, I can understand that situation, because in a way, why would you make news of something that somebody's doing that they should do anyway? It's like if a mechanic fixes my car, I wouldn't then put him in a newspaper for fixing my car, because that's what he's meant to do. But if he blew my car up, then I'd put him in a newspaper calling him a dick, because he's not supposed to do that. So I can see why people, do report them kind of things, but it's just, it makes it so at times you start to see only negative in people, and that's the problem. So in a way, that's why I like this comment section with you guys, because it reminds me that there's good people out there, friends, people I can get on with. So then it's not always a case of it's too peoply outside. I'll tell you what I'll do one day. This is true. I will put a picture. I'll take a picture of my cup, and I will put it on my Twitter. Okay, and then you can see it on my Twitter. just to prove I have got it, because I know you probably think, yeah, all right. But I'm telling you, I'll take a picture of my cup with my phone, and I'll put it on my Twitter. I'll do that very soon, and you'll be able to see then what it says. Oh dear. I should go. It's gone even longer now. I keep saying I'm going to go. Okay, so let me know if this kind of thing is actually a podcast, because I've never done one. And if this is a failure, I need to know, because I don't want to keep doing this kind of thing. I don't want to keep doing these podcasts if nobody cares, nobody listens, and if it doesn't even count or whatever. And if there is anything you want me to cover, it doesn't have to be a Q&A, but just talk about a topic or whatever, please feel free to put in the comments, and yeah, I'm sure I will. But remember, I will be honest. I'm always honest. If there's a certain reaction or a certain way of thinking you don't like, then be warned. If I feel that way, I will be honest. So, but I like to be honest. Anyway, I'm gonna go. So thank you for listening. If you've sat here for these 20 odd minutes listening to me talk about absolute crap, then you're a legend. You are amazing. If you sat here through all this. But some of you do say I don't talk long enough, so now you've got now you can't say that. You've got this to listen to. I've got to edit this. I've got to listen to all this again and cut all crappy stuff out. Oh God. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you have, you are a legend. Trust me, and might do one of these again soon. So you take care. Love you. Bye for now.